My live? Think so. Think so. Welcome. Week 15. Playoffs. Playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs? Playoffs? Let's talk about them playoffs. Let's talk about them fantasy playoffs. Hopefully, everybody made it to week 15 for the fantasy football season. We got a game for us tonight between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. Bucks been kind of on a losing streak here, but getting Mike Evans back hopefully will lead them to good fortune and a better offense. Better offense right now. Baker Mayfield struggling to actually, get good things done on the offensive side. I feel like he's kind of been struggling, playing through some injuries, had a few uh teammates getting injured as well, but him having a difficult past month or so. Still in the lead for the division with the Panthers, but anything could happen, so must-win game here for the Bucks. Falcons, unfortunately, it's not looking good for them, but they can still play. Well, at least the coaching staff will still be motivated to play for next season. Um, Drake London out, so not gonna have him. May not have him back for the rest of the season. To be honest, we have no idea, right? We don't really know. Um, so let's see. We got some interesting decisions tonight, probably, possibly, depending on who you have. It's possible that people could have multiple receivers on the Bucks in this game. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Egbuka, all good receivers. It's kind of feeling a little bit like the Chargers in the beginning of the season when it was Hugh J. Ladden, Keenan Allen, and gets who gets it that week, right? So who gets it this week? There will be possibly some interesting decisions for people who may be debating some of those players. So, how would we rank them? Smitty, what is up? How are you? What's good on Thursday? Start to Sutton, Diggs, Pearsall, Godwin. All right. So my heart initial jumped out to Sutton and Diggs, but let me just double check their stuff, uh, matchups and stuff, just to make sure. But Pearsall, I'm kind of just out on. I know it's a fantastic matchup. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and it looks like you have pretty good options elsewhere. So, I mean, we're in the playoffs, right? Let's see what we can do or on the verge, or hopefully maybe just playing for pride. Who knows? But let me check these matchups for you real quick. So Denver, who were they playing? Oh, were they had a tough matchup with the Packers, right? Okay, so they're at Denver, and it's the Packers. Okay. Diggs is playing who? The Bills, and it's at the Patriots. Okay, so I kind of like Diggs. I do kind of like Diggs in that scenario. I do like Sutton. Um, I know the Packers are a tough defense, but I do like him. So just the question is then, where does Godwin fit into this, right? And it's if Godwin is worth starting. You know, I think, and I don't know if this is for playoffs or not, so I'm gonna pretend like I'm talking as if you're in playoffs, right? To make this decision. So the reason I'm starting Sutton and Diggs on top of the matchups, I think Godwin does have a great matchup, but with the Falcons, but let me pull up the matchups too. But here, where is it at? Where is it at? Where are these matchups at? Here it is. So even though the Falcons are really good, you got as a matchup, you got too many mouths to feed, I would say. Uh with Egbuka, Godwin, and Evans with variability. Um Variability, right? As in like we haven't seen all these guys on the field at the same time. And Baker has not been playing extremely well, and it's a lot on hope. So if I could hold off on Godwin for a week to see with all these guys together, nothing's happened so far where it's like, oh my goodness, I must play him, right? Sutton's been getting some good usage, right? And he has a semi-difficult matchup against the Packers, but you know, I would be willing to put my playoffs on that guy, right? Like the playing the player. The matchup is it's not the greatest, I have to admit, against the Packers. Yardage wise, they do allow about 200 yards of games passing, the Packers do, and about it looks like a touchdown and a half at 17. So, hopefully you get a piece of that, right? That's what uh by target share wise, Sutton over the course of the year, you know, I think that's good, and I would rather have that, and then between Diggs and Godwin, why I'm kind of leaning Diggs, I would say, is I feel like there's just more pressure for the game to be a high scoring game for Diggs. Uh Matchup wise, right? You're playing the Bills, who is not the greatest matchup passing, but not the worst. And I would hope for that uh Bills offense to be able to score, so that forces New England to score back. And I potentially see if Falcons cannot pressure the scoring on Tampa Bay, how much does Godwin really need to play? How much usage does he really need to have? So that's how I end up with Sutton and Diggs there. But your gut got you here, right? So if you have a gut feeling to play Godwin, or you just feel he's going to catch the touchdown or something like that, then go for it. Pierce Hall, same thing. But I would put Sutton and Diggs. Hopefully that helps you, Smitty. Let me know if or if not. Drop a like if you can. Let me know if you disagree. But much love to you and your fantasy team, and hopefully you make playoffs. Much love. Hold on, let me grab a tissue real quick. My nose. Sweet, sweet. You're welcome, Smitty. You are welcome. All right, let's see. Where were we at? All right, let's see. Where else were we at with everything? Let me put this back up. All right, so this game, we kind of got most of the highlights on this game. Falcons wise, don't be scared to start Kyle Pitts. If you need, you know, I'm I don't know if you are ballsy enough to do it for somebody like Trey McBride, who's playing Houston, who has a tough matchup. I don't think we're there. That would be tough, even though points wise, it might end up in that fashion of, Pitts having that good of a game this game. But I don't know if I'm there. But, in terms of some of the other people in the middle of the pack or who have questionable situations, like Tyler Warren, with potentially no quarterback. Who's the quarterback? You know, that might be something worth looked at. Um, some of those type of guys. So we'll see. Everybody else, though, you're starting Bijan, and everybody else on the Falcons, you're staying away from. Um, all right. And then let's look at the games for this week. We got some important games going on this week. And I know it's kind of tough for some matchups of what's it called? For fantasy football wise, right? Like we got some tough matchups. We got some good ones. Um let's see, where is week 15? Week 15. Let's get the school schedules going here. We got a blip happening. Here it is. Okay. So Chargers versus Kansas City. That could basically put Kansas City's entire season hopes of playoffs out of commission if the Chargers win. Buffalo versus New England, like we were just talking about. That's a big one. New England could basically lock everything up and really command themselves as a real threat. Thwarting Buffalo, and Drake May could solidify a position as MVP, taking out Josh Allen. Um, what was the other ones? Green Bay, Denver. That's going to be a big one, right? Green Bay, Denver. That'll be a big one. Green Bay and Denver fighting for not only bye but division. Division, right? The following teams are not too far behind. Detroit versus the Rams, big game there too. Detroit's playoff lines. They don't have control of their own destiny. They need some help. Some people need to lose, but they really have to beat the Rams in order to even make any of that possible. So their playoffs are on the line here. Carolina sneakily in potential for playoffs, especially if Tampa falters here tonight. And we got the Colts versus Seattle. Colts with who? Philip Rivers maybe as quarterback. We are not sure, but that would be crazy. That would be really, really crazy. Um at Seattle. Seattle having a pretty good season. Probably going to make playoffs, pretty locked and loaded. So that's a big game. And then Dallas does not have control of their own destiny either for playoffs, but they have to win against Minnesota for sure. Pittsburgh in the lead of the division, trying to beat it with going against a Miami team who has sneakily won a lot of games recently in a row. So that might be a sneaky, fun game on Monday Night Football. We are in the season of cold. We are in the season of the cold. So overall in the NFL wise, we kind of expect a little bit less points generally week to week. Bob, how are you? Let's see. Ibuka or Myers or Sutton Jennings? PPR. Pick one. So out of those four guys, I could only pick one? Oh, geez. Okay. Hold on one sec. How those guys, I could only pick one? Man, that's tough. Let's see. Do, do, do. Okay, so the analysis I gave on the Broncos Packers was that for Sutton, you know, the Packers here. Oh, let me put the defenses up again. The the Packers are decently good against the defense, but they're not something where it's crazy, impossible scary. They got 2,600 yards a game, 17 touchdowns. So, a little less around 200 yards passing a game and a touchdown and a half or a touchdown and a third. So there could be a piece of that for Cortland Sutton. It's at home for the Broncos and not Drake May. Bo Nix plays better at home, so that's in your favor there. Uh, so he's a solid start, but his target share can be kind of. Oh, let me put this spam in the chat. His target share is nothing crazy solidified to ride home with. Jennings, um, playing the Titans, good matchup. Uh, I think his target share is less solidified than Sutton, but he has a better matchup. But I would project them for similar profiles if that makes sense. Where you're saying like, can they make something work on 6 targets? Right? Can you get 50 to somewhere between 50 to 80 yards and a touchdown? Um, And do you believe that in that matchup, either of those guys would hit there? Between those two, you know, that's tough. I think those guys are on the lesser, and we got Myers playing the Jets. His momentum. He's got a very locked and loaded role with a good offense that's rolling as well through the pass. I think they are the most pass reliant out of these three teams in the situation so far. And then the fourth being, hold on, let me put this other people in the chat. Okay, and then the last one was Egbuka. Oh man, okay. Man, oh man. So if you have to swing for upside, you're gonna play Ibuka, okay? Because I know you got to make this decision right now. You're gonna swing for upside. You're gonna play Ibuka. If you're projected to lose, right? You're projected to lose by 10 or something. You're gonna play the upside for Ibuka. You need the you need the consistency. Uh I would play between Myers or Sutton based on whatever matchup you think is is better suited. What's your gut feel will tell you. My gut tells me to ride with the momentum of Jacoby, but Sutton's is being utilized as well. So I'm not off him if you choose that. I just that's where my gut would go. But go with your gut. I think you know I think all of those, like I'm not way higher on one of these guys to say like, oh, you have to play one. So go with your gut. That's gotten you here this far. I play Ibuka for if I was projected to lose, like I was the 6th seed playing the 1st seed, and if I'm projected tie, I'm probably taking Myers or Sutton and just hoping for it. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if not. Drop a like If you can, Bob, much love to you and your fantasy team. Hopefully, you win and move on in your playoffs. Much love. What's up, Rip? How are you? You say Sutton? You say Sutton? Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. The Denver fans have to back their players. Um, so that's fair to ride. Right side. And drop a like, guys, if you can. We got the game getting started here. And we got Bucky Irving in the spotlight here. We got playoffs. And I need Bucky Irving. Let me. I had no issues coughing earlier. All right, so we got Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay taking the first drive. Escapes, hits Bucky. Bucky for 10 yards. First down at about midfield. So many people thinking the Bucks are going to win. Many people saying the Bucks are going to win tonight. But we got Bucky Irving catching a pass from Baker Mayfield getting a first down. So we got Mayfield on first down, knocked down. Mayfield pass knocked down, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for Baker Mayfield. And they're trying to set up a play action. And on the pass, looked like it was targeted. Who was that targeted for? Mike Evans. Trying to get Mike Evans going. They got Chris Godwin in motion. Here, there's a handoff. Irving stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Gonna be 3rd down. 3rd down here. 3rd and 10. And then we got Baker Mayfield and team on a long 3rd down, 3rd and 10 here at midfield. Just across midfield, 45-yard line. We got shotgun formation. Snap is off. Firing. And passes incomplete. 4th down. It'll be a punt to the other team. So, not sure if that was overthrown by Baker or of a miscommunication. Looks like him and Egbuka had a miscommunication there. And now we're down on 4th and 10, punting. Fielding the catch. Lets it bounce. And a great punt gets it down within the 2-yard line. Looks like even within the 1. Rip says great punt. Yes, indeed. That was a great punt. We'll see where they give them the spot, but they gave him a great punt. Was it smart to not start Evans this week? I mean, I guess it's like over who, right? It's like over who. If you had something that was working before, right? Like let's say you had Jamison Williams, right? I'm gonna keep playing what was working because we're not guaranteed what target share Evans will have, right? But if I was reaching for the bottom of the barrel with like, Trey Tucker or Troy Franklin or something like that, then I would definitely be willing to play Evans. But if you already had great players, you know, I I wouldn't I wouldn't play him. I would wait if I could. Um, I don't know if like I guess like this would be my analogy, right? If I had Egbuka and Evans and I could only play one, I would probably play Egbuka over Evans, right? Even though Egbuka hasn't been quote unquote working over these past couple weeks, uh, like he had the full workload usage and he just dropped a couple touchdowns here or there. Otherwise, he would be one of the greatest, you know, of the seasons. Um, but yeah, I think that was a good decision if you already had other receivers. Who'd you start? Um, who would you have started him in place of? Oh man. All right. So we got the Falcons. The Falcons here who will be taking their first drive of the game after the Bucks could not do anything on their first drive after it stalled out. So here we go. We got a 6-yard line. Nothing there. Kirk Cousins and team. All right, so we got 2.7 for Bucky. 2.7. All right. So we got up the middle and Robinson getting a first down all the way himself. He moves the sticks himself. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Moves the sticks himself. He gets the first down himself, running the ball up the middle, jump cut to the right. Gets the first down. So here we go. 1st and 10 after first down. On the 16-yard line, Falcons take the snap, fake it. Cousins firing over the middle, hidden. Looks like Kyle Pitts for a first down. Kyle Pitts getting some great work with Drake London out. All right, we got. Hold on, we got some spam in the chat. You're playing Bijan in the playoffs. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to root this for you. Let's see. So we got to root against Bijan. So that means we are gonna have to. Man, that's tough, bro. That is tough. Well, your positive side here is that the Bucks defense is stronger against the run and they're weaker against the pass. But unfortunately, Drake London's not here. So hopefully Bijan doesn't catch a lot of passes. Hopefully he doesn't catch a lot of passes. And it goes elsewhere. So we'll see what happens here. But I will keep that in mind for you. I will hope for you. I will hope. Okay, so 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Man in motion. And we got a handoff to Bijan. Gets about 4, maybe. So Bijan runs it up the right side, gains about 4 yards. So we're going to have a 2nd down and 6. They started this drive backed up along the goal line. Dang, there's a lot of spam today. Hide this spam. So we got 2nd and 6 here. Kirk Cousins in a shotgun formation. Kyle Pitts in motion, looking, hitting Bijan for a screen, and he gets the corner and he gets the 1st down. Ooh, sorry, Cole, on that one, but there is a flag. Is that going to be a hold on the offensive line, possibly, to bring the play back? We'll see what they say here. Let's see what they say here. There's no foul on the play. There's no foul on the play. Result of the play is a 1st down. Okay. They were looking at a potential hold on Pitts. You said as soon as you say something. Okay, but he might have gone off the field here. He might have gone off the field here. That might be your saving grace. Because he might have gone off the field from what I see. Yep, it looks like Allgeier's in the backfield. And we got a shotgun formation and we hand off to Allgeier. And he gets about 3 going up the left side. And Bijan is coming back on the field. Oh no. All right. So we got a 2nd and 7 here. 2nd and 7. And they brought it to basically midfield, did the Falcons. So 2nd and 7, 46-yard line. And handoff to Robinson. Jump in, takes it to about midfield. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. We'll see. 3rd down and 2. 3rd down and 2 here for the Falcons at about midfield. So 3rd down and 2. They got Bijan and Tyler Allgeier both in the backfield. They got Bijan lining up as a wide receiver. They're in a shotgun formation. They're moving Bijan in motion. Handoff to Allgeier. Flag is thrown. Maybe an illegal motion or something like that. Yep. False start on the offense to back them up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 7. So now they just bring themselves to a 3rd and long, do the Falcons. And now they have to rely on Kirk Cousins to figure something out here. But false start brings them to a 3rd and 7. 10 seconds left on the play clock. 3rd and 7 here. 46-yard line. Puts a man in motion. And action up front. Flags again. Either false start or offsides. Looking like a false start. We'll see what they call. Everybody is confused if they're the refs right now. They're all looking real confused. All right. It's either going to be a false start or encroachment. Neutral zone infraction. Oh, a delay of game they called. Delay of game. Ooh. That was real close. That was a real tight call. I don't know if that was really delay a game. 3rd and 12. They called it though. 3rd and 12 here. Snap is off. Cousins is looking, firing, finding his man. Gain of about 5. It'll be 4th down. 4th and long, 4th and 7. It'll have to be a punt. So, started the drives. 2 punts back to back. That was a little bit of a BS call, I would say, on the delay of game. Either call the false start again, call a offsides, but to call that a delay of game, that was questionable. That was questionable. All right, fair catch called, brings them down to about the 16, 17-ish yard line. And so Baker Mayfield and team will try to make a better drive than they did first time. Game is still tied 0-0. So hopefully everybody made playoffs, gave your chance a shot to win playoffs. And who are the players that might have gotten you there? Well, here are the top players on the season. Half point PPR. And we'll see that the top 4 are all running backs, with Jackson Smith and Jigba being the first wide receiver sneaking in there, followed by Bijan Robinson, who is playing tonight. We got James Cook, Puka Nakua, George Pickens, Javonte Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Jacobs, who kind of sat out of practice today. No one saw that. Just go double check if Emmanuel Wilson's on your waiver wire. Because Jacobs did not participate in practice today. Kyron Williams, Trey McBride, Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, Travis Etienne, Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, Rico Dowdle, and Ashton Genty with the top quarterbacks. Top quarterbacks being Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes, still one of the top quarterbacks. That's how many points he scored in that beginning. He's been really faltering a little recently, but we'll see if he can get it right this week. Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Drake May, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, and Justin Herbert. All right. Let's see what else is important to talk about. Let's put up the matchups. Let's put up these matchups here. Who has played to, who's a good call out here? Cowboys rushing defense is getting better. So they are listed as one of the best matchups, but they are getting better. They are. All right, the game is coming back. So here we go. Let's see. 1st and 10 here. Empty backfield. Empty backfield for Baker Mayfield. And he fires for Mike Evans. Pass was high. Not able to connect for nothing there. It will be 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10 for Baker Mayfield and team. Looks like the play got busted up. All right, we got 2nd down and 10. Evans was looking for a flag, it looked like. So here we go. Guys in motion again. Running up the middle. And we got bunch of yardage, maybe 7, bunch of movement, pushing the pile. So the last play hit. That's where the off throw went. Was because his arm was hit. 3rd and 3 here. 3rd and 3. Baker Mayfield and team. Here he goes. 3rd and 3. Shotgun. Rachaad White picks up the blitz and he still gets sacked. Flag down though. Let's see what the flag says. Holding on the defense. Bails them out, gives them a 1st down. Like that was AJ Terrell. That looks like it was Mike Evans against Terrell. Collision. Terrell holds him just a little bit. Just enough to get the flag. All right, 1st and 10 here. And setting things up with a nice gain for Rachaad White on a nice fake play. Setting it up for Rachaad White, getting Bucky Irving in motion. Everybody thinking the ball is going to go to Bucky Irving on the reverse. But instead, a quick handoff to Rachaad White, which opens up a hole on the left side for Rachaad White to get through to the 2nd level and able to make the most out of that open space. 1st down and more brings them to midfield. Injured player on the field for the Falcons. At the time, it'll probably be an injury timeout. Looks like somebody from the secondary. Hopefully he's okay and no serious injury. He's got his ankle or something rolled up upon by during the tackling process. All right. So that was Mike Hughes, the quarterback for the Falcons. Hopefully he's not too hurt. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10 after that long Rachaad White run. Good Rachaad White run there. So 1st and 10 here. Under center is Baker Mayfield. Just killing the plays. Saying looks it up the middle. Gain of 1 or 2, not much there. Gonna be 2nd down. 2nd down and about 8. That was a handoff to Bucky Irving. Not much there. Maybe a gain of one yardish. Falcons, 2nd and 9. They are just past midfield-ish. 2nd and 9. 50-yard line. Here they go. Shotgun. Baker looking. And he hit Mike Evans for his 1st catch. So Mike Evans getting it. His 1st catch and a 1st down. Mike Evans. Good to see him. Good to see him back in the game. Mike Evans. He's got a catch. He's got his 1st catch. So, but he's back off the field. So they're limiting. It looks like they're going to limit his snaps. I would imagine so, right? We got Baker going for the end zone for Egbuka, incomplete. So 2nd and 10 now after a play for Egbuka towards the end zone. That was a big play. Trying to go for it all. So here they come. Second down here. Second down. Shotgun formation. Mayfield looking and taking a sack. Nothing there. Nothing there. On second down, and they take a sack. 3rd and 15 after the Baker Mayfield sack. Atlanta holding Tampa Bay down 0 points. Baker struggling a bit sometimes. So let's see if he could make this 3rd and long, or what they decide to do here. Here they go, dropping back, firing. He's got his man. And a flag is thrown. Looks like they're going to call offensive pass interference. Let's see. Illegal contact on the defense. So it's a 1st down. All right. So Egbuka connection to Baker Mayfield there. Big play. Brings them down to the red zone. So they hit Egbuka. And there you go. They were looking for one of those big catches, since it's been past couple tough games for him. So we got Baker moving, and they got, does he get in? And it's either it looks like it's going to be a touchdown. Yes, they call it a touchdown. Arms are up. Touchdown is the. All right. Who's. It's right there. For now, they called it a touchdown. So Baker, I don't have. That's McMillan, huh? Jalen McMillan. Yeah, that's Jalen McMillan. So Jalen McMillan, a guy who came through at the end of last year. So we'll see what they say. We'll see what they say. What do they call it? But looking like a touchdown. It was called a touchdown on the field. So we'll see if that is upheld. All right. We'll see if it's a touchdown, Cole. We will see. I think it's a touchdown because it was called a touchdown on the field, right? And then when he's falling down, at least from the angle that they showed, was there clear evidence that he was not breaking the plane when he was coming down? To me, he's breaking the plane, but we'll see what they say. Um, we shall see what they say. McMillan's another mouth to feed in this offense who did secure a lot of high value targets at the end of last season with Baker Mayfield. So got Egbuka, got McMillan, got Mike Evans, got Chris Godwin, got Bucky, Rashad White. The offense is so stacked. There's so many players. So maybe Tampa Bay can make it really, really fun. But we'll see what they rule here, if they rule this a touchdown or not. All right. They got holiday. Holiday games, they say. Hopefully someone. Is that going to be a touchdown? We'll see. We will see. The runner is short. First and goal on the half-yard line. First and goal here. Sean Tucker is in. Incomplete. Second and goal. They went one-on-one. Mike Evans in the corner. They're really trying to get him going, but he's matched up one-on-one with AJ Terrell. Very good coverage. Guys fighting. Guys fighting there. Sean Tucker's still in the game. Handoff, and he's got it. Touchdown, Sean Tucker. And that vultures the Bucky Irving owners like myself. That sucks. Oh well. That sucks. So touchdown for the Bucks. All right. There you go. Touchdown Bucks. Let's get that extra point up. Let's get the score solidified. All right. That kind of was not fun to watch John Tucker run that in. That was not so fun. All right. Updating score here. All right. There we go. Scores updated. They are going and taking my cues for x-rays. All right. Let's update this score box. And Atlanta will be taking the next drive here. All right, we got that up. So here we go. 35-yard line. The drive will start on. So Bijan has the most 100 yards from scrimmage, most games since 2023. So in the past 3 seasons, he has 26 games. So with 100 yards, that is crazy. That is crazy. All right, so here they go. Falcons under center. Drop back, looking, firing. Hitting Kyle Pitts. Falling down. 39-yard line. Got Kyle Pitts there. So there you go. Kyle Pitts, big play. Getting the first down for the Falcons. Cross midfield. 40-yard line here. So here they go. Kirk Cousins handed the ball to Bijan, trying to get to the outside, stutter steps. Gets about 4 yards. There is a flag. Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. So that brings it back. That brings that back. All right. Kirk Cousins showing a little frustration. 1st and 20. So here they go. 1st and 20. 37 seconds left in the quarter. Back to midfield after that holding penalty. Got Bijan put in the back. Finding some room. Gain of maybe 8, 9, 10. Gain of about 9 or 10 there. It'll be 2nd down and about 10 or 11. So good gain there on 1st down. And end of the 1st quarter. It will be. So we got some other things to look at. What else we got to look at? I hear the Chicago game is going to be super cold this week. It says supposed to be between 2 to 10 degrees. Holy moly, that's going to be cold. With 15 to 20 mile an hour wind. That is going to be so cold. 15 to 20 mile an hour wind, and it's only going to be 5 degrees. It's going to feel like probably like negative 15, negative 20 out there in that game. Oh my goodness. That is going to be cold. What else? Ravens, Bengals. Hopefully that'll be a fun scoring game. Ravens on the verge of playoffs. Broncos, Packers. Who do I got? Well, because you're there, I gotta say the Broncos, right? um, that's tough, dude. That's really tough. I think I am going to, you know, I think I would say Packers, but if the Broncos pull this off, I will legitly say they have a chance, chance in the playoffs. If I'm being honest, like the Broncos to me, they've won so many games by just a thin margin. I have a hard time saying that they are the people for the bye, you know. So what's his name at home? Bo Nix at home, right? So that's what you got on your side there for the Broncos. Jordan Love is catching a little bit of fire right now. A big piece that we're not sure about is Josh Jacobs missed practice. And they made a comment that they're not really sure. We'll see if he plays. So if Emmanuel Wilson's out there in your league, you might as well look to see to pick him up. You're going to the game? Nice. Nice. That'll definitely be a good one for you. There's so much that rides on that game. So many things for the divisions, both teams, playoff implications. Huge game, huge game. All right, Bijan Robinson with the pass on the outside got about half of the 12 needed, maybe a little bit more. So it'll be a third down and manageable. Bijan Robinson's got to be one of the best at the jump cut. Third down and 5 here. 35-yard line. Snap taken. Cousins dropping back, firing, finding his man for the first down. And who's that? David Sills. Wow. Congrats, though, Cole, going to the game. Much celebrations. Hopefully, it'll be fun for you. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. That'll be fun. Probably one of the. Who else do they got for the rest of this season? Let me see. All right, so 1st and 10, whistles blown, false start. They're gonna call. So you guys got the Packers. Oh, you guys got the Packers, the Jaguars, the Chiefs, and then the Chargers. Oh man, you guys got a tough rest of season schedule. Ooh, that's tough. That is tough. And you're playing the Chiefs on Christmas night. Okay, okay. Okay. Your girlfriend's a Packers fan. Oh, so one of you guys are gonna leave happy. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Oh man. Or you could end up in a tie. The Packers have already tied one game this year. um no, but that's funny. You guys are gonna be rooting against each other. That'll be a good one. That'll be a really, really good one. All right, flag thrown here. Holding on the defense. Automatic first down, 5 yards at the end of the play. Man, yeah, that's going to be a close game. I think it'll be a really, really good game. Really good game. Okay, so first down for the Falcons. Holding on the defense. You hope it's not a tie. Oh, that's true. It's always the most anticlimactic finish, right? You don't win, you don't lose. Cousins throwing the play away on first down. 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10. Cole says he hopes it's not a tie. That's true. Have I ever been to a game that was a tie? I don't know if I have or not. It's a good question if I have or not. 2nd down and 10. Kirk Cousins. Here we go. 2nd down and 10. Looking, firing, finding his man. It'll be 3rd down and about 4. 3rd down and about 4 here for the Falcons. So here they go. In the red zone here. It's going to be looking for potential touchdown run. They have to convert this here. Or make it manageable for going for it on 4th. 3rd and 4 here. Taking the snap, looking, firing, and Cousins, no one home. 4th down and 4. Probably going to kick a field goal here. Take the points. Let's just take the points here. If we are the Falcons. And he was looking for Bijan, I believe. And There was a miscommunication between Bijan and Cousins. So here we go, setting up a 30-yard field goal attempt. Snap is off, kick is up. Kick is good. Kick is good. So 3-7 is the score. Wait, there was a penalty. There's a first down. Offense is coming back out on the field. Offsides on the defense. So they said, oh man. Huh. That was a funny call. So that brings it to a first and goal here instead. First and goal for the Falcons. 8-yard line. Looking, firing, hitting Pitts, and he's got the touchdown. Kyle Pitts for the touchdown. There you go, Kyle Pitts. Kirk Cousins to Kyle Pitts for the touchdown. Kirk Cousins to Kyle Pitts. Touchdown. So touchdown there ties it up if this kick is good and the point after is good. So it is tied 7-7. It is now tied 7-7 after a really bad penalty that ends up tying the game. Game is tied 7-7. There we go. Tied 7-7. Kyle Pitts with the touchdown. Like we were saying, that could have been the start there with Drake London out. He's their number one option. All right, let's see. Gotta update this. All right. Score is updated. Score is updated there. Hold on. BRB bathroom break. BRB bathroom break. Come in chat. Okay, we are back now. So here we go. Tied 7-7. The Bucks will be taking over again. The Bucks are taking over. So here they go. Touchback, so taking over 35-yard line. So Baker, Mayfield, and team will be taking over on the 35-yard line. Sean Tucker got the touchdown. Darn. Vultures, vultures, vultures. So all right, here they go. 20-yard line. Handoff and big hole up the middle. Gain of about 8 or 9. Bucky Irving. It's going to be second down and about 2 or 1. Second down and 1. It'll be second down and 1. And we got Baker Mayfield under center. Second down and 1. Man in motion. Fakes the handoff. And he cannot avoid a sack. There is a flag. There's a sack and a flag. Holding on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down. So AJ Terrell again. It's got Chris Godwin. Oh man, and the Falcons guys who got the sack are all frustrated. Third flag on AJ Terrell. 1st and 10 here. What are they going to call here? First and 10 here. Shotgun formation. Man in motion. Handoff. Sean Tucker. Gain of about 6. And he got his man. All right, second down and 4. Second down and 4. Nothing there for Bucky. Irving, loss of yardage. It'll be third down. Third down and 8. Third down and 8. Third down. Third down and 8. Here they go. Baker looking. I thought he got sacked. crowd wants a flag. They're not going to get it. It's an illegal man downfield. Nothing there. Gonna be declined. Okay. So 4th down. Let's punt. Punt is off. Punt is fielded. And will be taken from the 29. So updated score. Tied 7-7. All right. We're gonna need some help if they keep splitting the workload like this for Bucky. All right. So Kirk Cousins is 8 for 10 right now, 83 yards and a touchdown. Bijan's got 6 carries for 33 yards. Kyle Pitts with 3 receptions, 47 yards and a touchdown. Baker's got 65 yards, 4 for 10. Bucky's got 6 carries, 24 yards. And Egbuka's got the longest reception of 23 yards. All right. Let's see what else. Okay. NFL Thursday Night Football Live. Week 15. Falcons and Bucks. All right. Game is coming back there. There we go. They are showing the Bucks versus the Panthers for the rest of season schedule. All right, here we go. Falcons with Bijan finding some space. Can he house it? But you got a flag. But you got a flag. Hold. Replay 1st down. Block downfield. Wipes that off. It's going to be 1st and 20. Great play. That's brought back for a penalty. Oh, man. So there they go. 7 penalties already for the Falcons. So here they go. Another whistle blown. False start. Another penalty against the Falcons. Jeez, man. So the Bucks got to win here. All right, 1st and 16. They're saying. And here goes Bijan. Good run. Picks up 13 yards, Robinson does. All right, so Bijan getting 13 yards on that run. Getting carried sideways almost. All right, here he goes. 2nd and 3. Handoff. And gets a 1st down. Halfway through the 2nd quarter. So Bijan Robinson with 59 yards. First and 10 here. Kirk Cousins under center. Man in motion. Play action. Cousins looking over the middle. Looking for Mooney. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. So here he goes. 2nd and 10. Falcons. 2nd and 10. Empty backfield. Bijan lined up as a wide receiver. 7 seconds on the play clock. Snap is taken. Looking for Bijan down the side. And he's got it caught. They're saying he got it? Oh, pass is incomplete. Wow, but what a catch, yo. What a catch, yo. So 3rd down. That was a crazy catch, though. Holy smokes. Bijan Robinson, what an athletic catch. 3rd down and 10. Here it goes. So here they go. They got Bijan lined up. Wide receiver. 3rd down and 10. Snap is off flag. False start against the Falcons. Another penalty, yo. Another penalty. It's like 10 penalties for the Falcons. Wow. 3rd down and 15. 9 penalties for the Falcons. 9 penalties for the Falcons. Here they go. 3rd and 15. Mooney in motion. Looking, firing, dumping off to Pitts. And it's just going to be short. 4th and about 3. And the Falcons look like they're going for it. 4th and 4. And somebody is down on the Bucks. Hurt. Somebody is hurt on the Bucks. The Falcons are at least looking like they're going to go for it. Maybe just draw people off sides. But cornerback for the Bucks is hurt. Walking off on his own power. So here they go. 4th and 4. The Bucks just can't jump off sides here. Okay, now they're setting up for a punt. Fourth and 4. So here they go. Snap is off. Punt is up. Goes into the end zone. Touchback. 6.5 minutes in the half. All right. Hopefully we get some Bucky Irving usage here selfishly. Selfishly, we need that. Selfishly, we need that. All right, let's look. What are the playoff implications right now? So, with the tiebreaker right now, the Colts are actually not in the playoffs. Wow. That's actually pretty crazy. Texans are in the playoffs right now. Wow. This is actually crazy. There's so much going on this week with playoff implications and everybody moving up or down. And so the Bucks so they'll play the Panthers twice. So whoever wins that basically wins the division. Wow. They'll play the Dolphins in between. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a crazy ending to the season. So the Panthers versus the Bucks to go to the playoffs is basically going to come down to who can win between them. That is crazy in these final 3 weeks. Okay, so the Bucks will be taking over here, and we need a good drive here. So here he goes. Baker Mayfield looking, firing, incomplete. Pro Blake broken up, just looking for a dump off to Bucky, nothing there. All right, so Baker, 2nd and 10. All right, 2nd and 10 here for Baker Mayfield. Chris Godwin in motion, 2nd down and 10. Shotgun formation. Hits Chris pass to Chris Godwin. Gain of maybe 4. Third down. Third down, Mike Evans. All right. Here they go. Third down and 6. Fires. And he's got it. Looks like he's got Mike Evans for the first down. Mike Evans for the first down. Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans, his favorite target. 1-on-1 on the outside. There he goes. First down. Here they go. First down. Play action. Hitting Egbuka. Stays on his feet. Gets a first down. Egbuka. First down for Egbuka. So broken tackle. Egbuka, a couple catches here in the first half. 2 receptions, 35 yards. About at midfield here. Mayfield down the right side, and he connects with McMillan, Jalen McMillan. And here come the Bucks. That is so good. All right, 1st and 10 here. And Bucky Irving. Tackled. Outside. Bucky Irving was only about a yard or so. It'll be 2nd down and about 9. Marching towards the red zone. 2nd down and 9. So here we go. Empty backfield. And incomplete. Incomplete. All right. That's big 3rd down here. So nothing there. Third and 9. Timeout taken by Tampa Bay. 3rd and 9. Third and 9. All right. Here they go. 3rd and 9. Shad White's in the backfield. Here they go. Man's in motion. Looking. Baker nowhere to go. Trying to escape. Gets to the 30. Well shy of the first down. Kicking a field goal. Okay. So field goal attempt here. Field goal is up. And field goal is good. So 2-minute drill for the Falcons here. All right. Let's see what they do here on. All right. Update the score. There it goes. All right. Let's see a 2-minute drill here by the Falcons. All right. So 2 minutes, 4 seconds. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes. Looking for Bijan Robinson. And he gets about a first down. Brings it down to the 2-minute warning. The Bucks are leading 10-7 right now. And the Falcons have the ball. They'll get the ball first in the second half as well. So the Falcons get 2 possessions back to back here. All right, let's see. All right, why can't I get these scores up here? All right. We got Bucky, Irving, not needing to break away for a couple. Maybe he could do in the second half. But right now, the Bucks are up 10-7. And the Falcons got a 2-minute drill here. All right. Let's go 2-minute drive. 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill here. Here they go. 2-minute drill. 2nd and inches. Shotgun. Handoff. 1st down. Bijan Robinson. So we got all 3 timeouts for the Falcons here. 2-minute drill. Almost at midfield. Going deep. And he's got Pitts open. Inside the 20. Kyle Pitts. And there they go. Kyle Pitts. All right, 52 seconds left. 18-yard line. Dropping back. Firing. And he's got Pitts again for another touchdown. Holy smokes. What is going on here? Wow. Cousins. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts. Wow. 2 touchdowns for Kyle Pitts. 2 touchdowns for Kyle Pitts. All right, the Bucks are going to have to answer back. The Bucks are going to have to answer back on that one. That was not expected. That was not expected. So 2 touchdowns to Kyle Pitts. Bucks got 30 seconds left to try to make something happen before the half. Let's see. All right, Falcons leading right now. All right. So we got the Falcons up 14-10 against the Bucks. 14-10 against the Bucks. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's see. 30 seconds here. Happy birthday. All right, so Kirk Cousins hitting Kyle Pitts for 2 touchdowns. And here we go. We got Bucky, Irving not coming on the field. Rashad White is the back. All right, here he goes. Baker Mayfield. 33 seconds left. Dropping back. Looking. Ball batted up. No good. Almost picked. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Baker trying to make a play at the line of scrimmage and ball's deflected up. All right, here they go. Baker Mayfield, shotgun formation. Looking, firing. Nothing there. Late flag. We'll see what the flag says. Late flag. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty. It's another penalty on Atlanta. Hand just gets caught in the face mask a little bit. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10, but now it's 1st down and 10. And you're at midfield now. Almost at midfield. Mayfield looking. Got a man open. Mike Evans. Out of bounds. Mike Evans. Mike Evans. And the defensive back just loses his balance. So 13 seconds left. "25-yard line. Baker taking a sack. So Tampa Bay takes a timeout. Baker gets sacked. 6 seconds left. Second and 18. Gonna run a play. Here they go, 2nd and 18. And Atlanta calls a timeout. Atlanta calls a timeout. Probably just try to get a few more yards to make a shorter field goal. So 7 seconds left. Here it goes. Here it goes. Looking. Three seconds left. Field goal opportunity. Third and 18. Here comes the field goal attempt, 52-yard. So field goal set up. Here it comes. Kick is up. Kick is good. So that'll end the half. Thank you so much for watching with me today. Gonna call it here at the half. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be here Sunday. Best of luck to everybody. Much love to everybody. Hopefully you guys all win your first round of playoffs and move forward. Have a great rest of your week.